I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. Sorry for the delay. It's always a delay, isn't it? All good fun's are delay. Yep. Well, welcome to our second cigar night with Ajay. And there are some new faces. Welcome. And let's hope you see for the next 10 months, okay? It's only one, it's every last Wednesday of the month. So it's not too much, but if you come to all of them, you'll understand the journey that you're going to learn. So this evening, there's a twist to the cigar, okay? So you'll understand what the twist is when you start getting the cigars. So I'm going to get my... Huh? Yeah, he's not Particles Culabras. Particles Culabras, well, that's like 10 months away. Yeah, so the whole idea of this evening is about, how many of you been to other cigar events? No. Last month was different. Okay, so there's a gentleman here who's been to other cigar events. When you go to other cigar events, you get the email and you know what you're going to smoke. Yep. A lot of people that do cigar events, they do the regular cigars, D4s, 122s, Romeo, specially selected. Sorry, Keith. Yeah, so it's like, oh, I smoke this regularly. It's pointless going to it. These evenings are about the unusual cigars that A, you haven't tried, or B, you want to try it but never been able to get them. Yeah, and these evenings will be that. All right, so if you come to all the events, you will come with the journey, okay? So but it's limited numbers, so when you see the email go out, it's book fast, okay? Because this is the only section I want to, because I want to go around talking to people one by one and talking about the cigar, the experience you guys are having, and understanding my palate to your palate. Yeah, because the art, and I said this last week as well, now let me start handing the cigars out. Yep, start handing the cigars out so people can feel, touch, look, and smell. So so you understand what the cigar is about. No one's going to light it just yet. Okay, no one's going to light it yet. As you get your cigars around, I want you to pick it up, feel it, touch it, look at it, smell it. Get all your senses going. Once you've all got it, then I'll say, I'm not going to tell you what cigar it is, okay? So it's a blind tasting this evening. Yeah? There's a twist. Like I said, there's a twist. So this is a blind tasting evening. Normally you pick a cigar up and people always go for, you know what, names. Give me a Cohiba, because Cohibas are a very popular brand. Everybody knows Cohiba. Or Romeo Julieta. Some people will say, you know what, I don't like Bolivar because I don't like the profile. That's only because they see the band. You take the band off, your senses have gone. So you just got to look at what you have in your hand. It's a blind tasting. How many people have done blind tasting before? Yep. Yep. Good, not many, two of you, which is good. Now, what can you smell? Where's my cigar? Who's got my cigar? Thank you, thank you. Now, if you feel the wrapper, yep, it's a smooth wrapper, right? Yeah, mine is slightly rough, but it's smoother than a lot of normal standard range they make, okay? And then you smell it. Now, what can you smell? You got to talk to me now. Can you smell? It's like tobacco chocolate. Yeah. Close your eyes, and your senses will open up more. You will smell like it's like a floral taste, a floral smell, but it's like floral with milk chocolate flavor with cocoa, like a cocoa bean. You got it? Yeah, it's a little sweetness to it as well. Yeah? See, generally, we always pick up cigars, we cut it, we light it, we smoke it. We don't take the time, look at it, smelling it, and understanding what flavor is before you light it. So you're getting the sense of your taste buds going now before you light it, okay? And even look at the head, the way the cigar is made. Now this cigar is a pretty big cigar. It's a 55 ring gauge, okay? So it's not your normal size cigar. And the length is 6 1/8 of an inch, okay? Now just by smelling, looking at it, just by going, who thinks what it is, brand-wise? Give me some ideas.
I don't know why.
Which one? Say again? Bolivar. Okay, you think it's a Bolivar? Why do you think it's a Bolivar? While I get other answers. Right, right. Okay. Yeah. What else? Sorry? Juan Lopez? Juan Lopez? Yeah. Oh, come on. You guys smoke cigars? Hey. Por Larrañaga? Yeah. Yeah, good way to say this. Just going to what Keith was saying about the brand Por Larrañaga. Now, it took me years to say this. And the late.
You say you wrong.
I'm still, okay, he's a Cubano, okay? The way I say it, I couldn't even say it before. Por Larrañaga. Yaga. So late Simon Chase, who was a cigar guru, sitting there once in Teddington, the lounge, and he kept on saying to me, Ajay, you say it completely wrong. So he goes, say it with your nose twisted. So I said, okay. So you have to, if you say it again, Keith, you say it por Larrañaga. Twist your nose. There you go. So you can practice it and you can say it. Yeah. Right, so my team's gonna go around cutting the cigar for you. They'll start from the first where you started giving it out. You will know by I will tell people just after halfway, okay? Because what I want people to understand this cigar is the flavors. It's not what you're smoking because of the brand. Yeah, I want you to look at the cigar, taste the cigar, understand the flavors. A lot of times people know what they're smoking. I'm smoking a Cohiba, a Bolivar, a Upmann, a Por Larrañaga, and that's it. You stop thinking because you know what you're smoking. Yeah, here is all about understanding what you're going to smoke. Okay, so you think it's maybe a Ramon. Okay, it's not a Ramon because it's why? Because it's too big? Okay, yeah. They have made a Ramon this big as a regional. Yes. So once they cut it, just before they light it, take a draw of the cigar, and it's what we call the cold draw. Okay, understand the flavors that it's giving you from inside before lighting. Just draw on it, close your eyes, and think of what you can taste on your palate. Me personally, I've tried them all, and I prefer a straight cut. The reason I prefer a straight cut is I like the flavors to come straight onto your palate. A V cut, it'll come, but it comes into slight tunnel effect on the two sides, and it comes into your palate differently. The punch becomes a tunnel effect. So I've tried all of them, and I still go back to straight cut, always straight cut. But there are people with preferences, they just have V cuts. But it's personal, it's personal preference, okay? How's your draw? How's the draw? Yeah, good draw? Good draw? Yeah, even though the cigar feels firm, huh? Good draw? Okay, let's go. Let's light the cigars. I want you to understand the flavors you're getting, okay? So this is just a little right up on this evening, okay? Study it well. Study it well. So the reason you haven't got your cocktails yet is because I want you to guys understand the cigar. So if you guys have your mocktails or your alcohol, it will change the flavor of the flavors that you're supposed to get right now. So your cocktails will come in five-ish minutes. But what I want you to do is understand the flavors of the cigars. So how's your initial flavor to the cigar? Do you get my cigars come in? What kind of flavors do you get? Do you get a spice or do you get a light? Yep. Now is it a black spice or is it white pepper? Pepper, black or white? Huh? White pepper. Good. Because there's certain cigars that give you a black spice and there's certain cigars that give you white spice. And then you got certain cigars with age. If you had a black spice with age, what happens is that the black spice becomes white spice. It gets mellow over time. So cigars is like wine, okay? As new wine is very tannic, acidity. Over the years, you lose that tannins, and it mellows. Same thing with cigars. Same thing with cigars. No. No. It can. It can. It can. It can. It's not old. It is not an old cigar. Okay. Over the months, the cigars will change. Hence, when I was here last time, I said to people, "Who can bring the smoke out through the nose?" Okay. I'm going to ask the same question here this evening. Did you master it yet, Keith? Since last time? You started to do it. I know Minish can do it. Mumbashi can do it. Deep can't. Can you bring it through your nose? So the reason I say this, gents, can you take it out your nose? Can you bring the smoke out through your nose? So the reason I say to use your nose is that over the months that come along, if you've mastered the art of smoking a cigar through your nose will give you far more flavors than your palate will. Yeah? Have you ever done it before? Have you ever done it before? Have you ever tried it?
I have.
Yeah? So if you've never done it before, if you do it this evening, your eyes will water up, okay? You start crying. That's not because you're here. It's only because your nasals are not used to. But if you can do it, you will get completely different flavor notes through your nose. And once you master this, the more you do it, because once you start smoking aged and vintage cigars, you will understand the beauty of vintage cigars. Because once you smoke a 1996 Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure No. 2, which I will be opening up in months to come, you have to know how to use your nose. Because once you do this, it's like understanding the flavors. And if you don't do it, it's a waste of the cigar, completely waste of the cigar. It's like drinking fine wine from a champagne flute, okay? It's not the same. You need a big, wide glass to get the air coming through and to open up and understand the flavors you have. Yep. Yep.
When you open up in 1996,
You have to come to my events. It can be next month, it can be 3 months down the line, but you will not know unless you come. So the cocktails are coming right now. There's an alcoholic cocktail, which is called the Red Velvet. And then we have the mocktail, which is called the Red Passion, okay? So you got red velvet and red passion. That's the mocktail. So we haven't gone for super sweet drinks today because we don't overpower the cigar with the sweetness. So has everybody got the drinks? Yes? Thank you for coming this evening. Just a cheers. Yep. Cheers. Yep. So we've gone for the red velvet, who's got the alcoholic cocktail, and the mocktail is called the red passion. Okay? So the way we've designed the drink here is that you have deep. Minesh. The way we designed the drinks today is you got the sweetness straight away, but then you got the subtle bitterness to the back of the throat. Yeah, so it's the reverse. You don't get the sweetness afterwards, the sweetness at the beginning. And the idea is that you don't want the sweetness because you get too much sweetness from the cigar. You want the subtle bitterness at the back. It's not like Negroni. Was it Negroni? Negroni is very bitter. Yeah, this is subtle bitterness to the back of the throat. So the guys who've got the alcohol cocktail, do you find that little bitterness to the back of the throat? Yeah, but when you first sip it, you've got the sweetness on your front, but not at the back. And then after you take the puff of the cigar, you'll get more flavors, notes from the cigar. Obviously, you guys are still thinking what cigar it is. You're still thinking? What's your initial? Is it still a Bolivar? Yeah, it's changed. What do you think? So you think it's a new world? Yeah? You thought it was a Ramon Knott or a Paul Araniaga or Juan Lopez. Still there?
Yeah, it's something not. I don't expect it to be true, but I would be pretty well, but I don't think
You guys are really quiet, aren't you? Hey? You think he's a Cuban, yeah? Okay, you definitely think he's a Cuban. Mbasha? Not sure. Okay. Minesh?
it's too young.
Too young?
It's either a Cuban custom roll.
So just to let you know, I will never do custom rolls in this shop, ever. Yep. A Diplomaticos? Okay. Yeah, we had that last time. Yes, I will never do two in a row. I would never do two in a row. Jesse? What do you think?
I have nothing disclosed. I'm really enjoying this.
Have you done this yet?
I was just talking to
No, you don't inhale it.
sorry.
You don't. So it's all, you don't inhale the cigar. It's in your palate. Your palate, when you close your mouth and you bring it out through your nose, your palate drops at the back. So it's like a little flap, open and close. Yeah, but you do not have to inhale. So you do not inhale your cigar at all, okay? So who thinks, come on, you got to have some idea now.
It's February, come on, what's February?
March, April. Well, there's Valentine's Day. There's
Black History Month.
huh? So this is Minish here, right? So I just asked him what he thinks it is, and he just said to me, well, it's an unreleased cigar, an unreleased Cuban cigar. It can be a New World cigar. It's definitely not a vintage cigar. And he goes, it might be a custom made. So basically, he said everything, right? So he can't go wrong. So even if I say it's a Cuban cigar, he goes, I told you. Yeah? If I say it's a custom cigar, he's going to say, I told you.
This is
Well, because we had a few tight draws to the cigar, and quite a few of us have got close to the halfway mark. I'm sure you want to know what it is, don't you? So it's a cigar. Rekha, where's my bag? The black bag I gave you. Yes, everything. So yes, it is a young cigar, okay? It's a young cigar. So there you go, he's got his number one correct. Keith said he wanted to know, he would like to know what year it is. It's a 2022 release. No, 2019 release, okay? 2019 release. There was only, so this box wasn't numbered, but it was made for a Pacific Pacific region. And the minute I say a number, quite a lot of you should guess what it is. I have to wait until my bag comes. More suspense. More suspense. It's a cigar that is no longer made. Okay? They have made it. Correct. Yep, a very small production. Sorry. A very small production was made. Where's Rekha?
Not caught up with the orchestra.
Did you guys get this subtle bitterness to the cigar? Did you get a subtle bitterness to the cigar? Hmm? Now that subtle bitterness to the cigar, okay, let me tell you what this, who's got the subtle bitterness of the cigar on the palate? Just here. Just like the Negroni, it hits you here. Yeah, you get a little bitterness. Yeah, let me tell you what this is. This is when a new cigar has started to age, but is split. Okay, so in any new cigars that come out and you put it down to age, like the wine, what happens, you get a period where all the flavors split. Okay, when the flavors split, you will get this bitter taste to your palate. And some people like it, some people don't like it. But this is all part of the process of aging the cigar. You've all tasted what this cigar tastes now, okay? In 5 years, 10 years time, if you manage to get hold of another cigar like this, you will always remember this cigar, okay? But when you smoke it, it will not smoke like this. It will change completely, because once it splits, over time, the cigar gets back together and all the flavors, so the flavors come from 3 leaves inside the tobacco. Is the ligero, which is the strongest part of the leaf of the plant. Seco gives you the aromatic aroma of the cigar. Hence, when you say an aromatic flavor, or you got the cinnamon, all comes from the seco. And then you got velado, which is the combustion. Without this particular leaf, the cigar will not burn. Okay, it won't stay lit, it'll keep going out. So the balance has to be there. So all of these 3 leaves gives its own flavor. When they split, they split. But then over time, they combine together and create another flavor. And this is where your aged and vintage cigars come in. But to pick up the flavors, you need to use your nose. So after this evening, and whenever you smoke cigars, in here or anywhere else, concentrate to use your nose more and more. Because once you do this, you will master the art of smoking. And the reason I say this gentleman here, Minesh, I've known him, he started coming to Teddington, and he could not do it. He goes, AJ, I cannot. Deep, still cannot. Okay, he still tried. But the day he mastered it, he said to me, you've changed my way of thinking and tasting a cigar. Now when he smokes a cigar, and Mubasha, when Mubasha first met me, he never used his nose. Same thing again, right or wrong? Yeah, I'm not BSing, right? And guys, I want you to learn the art of smoking a cigar. We can all smoke a cigar, yeah? But the art of smoking a cigar is once you've mastered this. And believe me, once you know how to use this, your journey on the cigar world will change. It will change. And then when you come in here and you taste the vintage cigar, your cigar journey has changed even more, because you will never ever want to smoke a new cigar again. You will only want to smoke vintage cigars, and it's all about how you age them as well. That's another chat we can have, okay? So, you still want to know what cigar it is, huh? Right. So the cigar this evening was...
Hold back. Hold back.
Doesn't matter. Romeo and Juliet. You'll never guess that, would you?
Never guess that.
So this cigar, I'll pass the box around, okay, so you can all see it. Okay, Valentine's, you're correct. Yes, February. And the other reason we chose Romeo and Juliet is because Chinese New Year this month, okay? So that's another one. The other reason, February, this was released in 2019 for the Chinese New Year, the year of the rat. Yeah, made for China. The cigar box only comes with 8 cigars. Well, they're not 8 anymore, is there now? Yeah, there was 8 cigars in here. And the reason we picked the red velvet, it comes in a red velvet box. Lucio did not know this. Okay, so, and if you look at the menus we've given you, okay, throughout the evening, there's little notes everywhere. The drink was red. Okay, the mocktail has orangey red in it. Yep. The back of the sides of it is red. Okay, so there's little notes everywhere. So obviously next time you guys come here, you'll always look out for little hints that we're trying to give you, okay? So there's a lot of thought gone in here. Rekha's going to go around and give you your label that came out the cigar, the band. All right, so it comes in a beautiful velvet box. And the cigar size is called the Maravilla number 3. Yeah, the Maravilla is a 55 ring gauge. So this is called the Maravilla number 3. This is. So the Maravilla number 1, are we listening? The Maravilla number 1 was the Monte Cristo Maravilla, made in a book collection. They only made 500 books, released in 2008. With 20 cigars inside it, made for La Casa de Habana only. The second Maravilla size they made was limited edition Monte Cristo 520. Yeah, and the third one is this. Hence it's called the Maravilla number 3. And it comes in a beautiful box. And this is how it looked when it came in. Yeah. Notice how your thought of a cigar changes now you know it's Romeo and Juliet. Yeah? It's not spicy anymore, is it? Yeah? It's amazing how the name changes straight away. If I said it was a Bolivar, oh yes, it was nice and spicy. But it's not. Bolivar is a spicy cigar. No, Bolivar is the most spiciest cigar they make. Yeah. So normally when Cuba released, this is the first cigar, they released it in Far East first, and then they let the rest of the world have it. They've never ever let the rest of the world have a cigar that's only released in that particular region. Okay? Normally they keep it in that region. And people like me go and hunt for it, but this time Habanos released it worldwide. Yeah, but only in small quantities. They haven't told us how many they've made or released. But the production is finished with only 8 in it. But I reckon they've only made 8,888 boxes for worldwide. So it's a very small number. Very small number. So we thought we'd have a twist this evening. Did you enjoy it? Yeah? How was your thoughts not knowing what the cigar was? It's changed your thoughts? Yeah?
I might have to stop and then see.
Huh?
I pray for 8 to 100 can't find cigar.
Yes?
It was a journey.
Yes.
Similar to like when you're pairing with a cocktail or you with like whether it's with a chocolate, it's being able to really experience the cigar in a different way.
Yes.
Where it's not just flat out.
It's a shock. It's a Romeo and Juliet.
It's a shock, huh?
I would have thought you would have done something way off the spectrum.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah. It's very unusual, huh?
Fantastic.
Yeah. But it's a size that it's a 55 ring gauge where you would not think Romeo and Juliet make a 55 ring gauge because they don't. They've just released another one, matter of fact, which is a 57 ring gauge. Have you had it? The Higueldos, the Romeo and Juliet Higueldos, just released. It was announced in 2019, this cigar, and they just released it because of the COVID. They couldn't release it worldwide, but we just received it 2 weeks ago, and it's if you haven't tried it, it's another beautiful cigar. I think there's quite a few people who tried the Romeo and Juliet Higueldos and the Dianas, yeah, which is a 57 ring gauge, which is the largest ring gauge they've made for Romeo and Juliet. It's short but 57 ring gauge. It's a beautiful cigar. It's a light to medium strength as well. So you said a new is fresh. It is fresh. Yeah. And the reason you got the bitterness to it is because it's split. Yeah, but that's the nature of the cigar. But the thing is, not very often you get that taste when a cigar splits. Yeah, because you normally have the cigars that have been aged for quite a few years and then they hit the market and you just straight into it. With this, I can taste the flavors split. So this is what I call, and the reason I know this, I do tastings in Cuba with the blenders. And when they do it, they do the same thing. It's called blind tasting because they will never tell a blender or a taster what cigar they're smoking because they don't want to know. They just want to smoke and understand the cigar, what it is, flavor profile and everything. So I've been to a few tastings like this with the blenders there. And once you see the way they teach you to do the tasting, it's amazing. It's amazing.
The cigar is deciding which way it's going to age.
No, the cigar doesn't decide. Yeah. So what happens if you smoke this cigar straight off the bench when they've made it, you smoke it, it will smoke beautifully because the flavors are so fresh. When they combine it, it's there already. After 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it splits. It starts to split. But what's happened here, they've traveled, they've come into the humidor, they've sat there, and it started to age, but it can be any process. We can open another box up, and that box will smoke completely different. Yeah, so each box is different.